searched the world, but it couldn't fill me. Man's empty praise, treasures that fade are never enough. Then you came along and put me back together. Every desire is now satisfied here in your love. Hey! Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, I'm not afraid to show you my weakness, my failures and flaws. Lord, you've seen them all, and you still call me friend. 'Cause the God of the mountain is the God of the valley. There's not a place your mercy and grace won't find me again. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. You turn mourning to dancing. You give beauty for ashes. You turn shame into glory. You're the only one who can. You turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. Oh, there's nothing better than you. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, there's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing better than you, Lord. There's nothing. Nothing is better than you. Oh, you turn graves into gardens. You turn bones into armies. You turn seas into highways. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who can. You're the only one who
In the darkness, we were waiting without hope, without light, till from heaven you came running. There was mercy in your eyes to fulfill the law and prophets. To a virgin came the word, from a throne of endless glory to a cradle in the dirt. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the redeem the whole creation. You did not despise the cross, for even in your suffering, you saw to the other side, knowing this was our salvation. Jesus, for our sake you died. Praise the Father, praise the Son, praise the Spirit, three in one. God of glory, majesty, praise forever to the King of Kings. In the morning that you rose, all of heaven held its breath, till that stone was moved for good, for the Lamb had conquered death. And the dead rose from their tombs, and the angels stood in awe, for the souls of all who had come to the Father are restored. And the church of Christ was born. Then the Spirit lit the flame. Now this gospel truth of old shall not kneel, shall not faint. By His blood and in His name, in His freedom I am free. For the love of Jesus Christ, who has resurrected me. Oh,
All right, right there, right there, right there. What is up, Hope Online family? Oh gosh, there we go. I am Pastor Darian Goley, the lead pastor of Hope Online Community Church. If you don't know me, first of all, happy holiday to you all. Happy holiday to you all. We gonna have some fun today. I'm sure we're gonna have some fun today. We'll have some fun. Now, first, before we start, I want to first say that I have not given a message in 3 weeks. 3 weeks since I've last given a message. So you got to be a little patient with me because I'm going to say some stuff and you may not like it because I'm about to call everybody out on their BS, okay? So I'm going to say some stuff today. I'll tell you like that, all right? Hey, but thank you for being here. Happy New Year and happy holiday. It is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This is a day where we celebrate his life and his legacy. See, Dr. King, he led a life of hope. Hope through all circumstances. Hope for a nation and its people. And it's so easy to forget about that sometimes. It's so easy to forget about hope. Thank you. Microphone. It's so easy to forget about hope. See, I believe it's Hebrews chapter 6, verse 19. It says, we have this hope as an anchor for the soul, that may be our secure and firm foundation. How many of you, hey, how are you? How many of you have decided to place your hope in Jesus Christ? How many of you have hope as an anchor for the soul, that it may be firm and secure? Dr. King had hope. He had a dream too, as we all know. He had hope that everybody would be free and equal. See, one of my favorite speeches by Dr. King, and I can't remember the exact name, but he said, let freedom ring. That's the only part I know. That's the only part I really ever listened to. Let freedom ring. Let us words. Everybody has a face. And let me tell you something, I am proud of where this country has come over the years. Where we went from slavery to segregation, from segregation to being Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson said, we went from being enslaved to the Supreme Court. It took one generation to do that. We went from being slaves to being in the Supreme Court and in the nation's White House and the nation's Capitol. We went from having no voice to have voice. That now, you will see a message from me later on. Let's go ahead and get on with the sermon. We are in a new series called He Gets Us. And this series, man, this is going to be something else right here. This is going to be something else. This is going to be something, because it's not going to be what you think. This series is not going to be playing around. So if you go come into this series with us, you got to be ready, because I'm talking about anxiety, I'm talking about depression, I'm talking about everything that separates us from Christ, man. So look, here's the breakdown. We have partnered with an organization called He Gets Us for a series where we will be speaking on the state of mind that drives us away from God. And if you suffer from depression, anxiety, or anything harmful your mental health, it's the right place for you. And this, if you're ready to heal, this is the right place for you. This is a place of healing and transformation, and that's what we're about to bring today. All right. But I want to just be honest with you. I think that the first step to rid of anxiety is to realize that you are not alone. Michael Jackson said, "You are not alone." Right? So like you have to realize that you are not alone. We all face it. We all face mental health, and we all experience it. We right here, right? This series right here, right here. Every every Sunday topic for the next. I think what we have to realize that we all face this. We all experience it. We all get anxious when we fret over the future, and we get depressed when we fret over the past. But we all know that being anxious doesn't help. See, I suffered from anxiety. This is just a personal story here. I suffered from anxiety, and the times I still do. See, before I was a pastor, I was depressed. I was not right. I was not upright. See, because you can have a relationship with God. You can have the best relationship with God ever and place him in the front of everything and still be depressed and still be anxious and still be sad and still you can have the biggest relationship and still be. See, that's the thing. I was depressed and anxious and sad, and I was pissed at everybody all the time about everything. And it wasn't. I remember I would wake up literally cussing everybody in my family out every single day. There was something wrong here. Every decision I was faced with, I would not face it with sincerity. I would face it with anxiousness. I would face it being mad all the time. And trust me, being a pastor did not help, because it really was present mostly through being a pastor. You may have not been able to see it, but it was there. Every time I was faced with an executive decision, I was like, oh my God, what do I do? How do I do it? I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna fail. Oh my gosh, Jesus help me! I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. But it was starting to learn what's the use of being anxious. Darian, what are you getting from this? I started to learn that I am greater than my problems. I am greater than my problems. And when you start to learn that, things start to get better. And you start to turn for the good. So because when you say that you're greater than your problems, you kind of put Jesus in the front. You say, Jesus, you are greater than all negative circumstances. You are greater than every piece of turmoil and every piece of Jesus. You are greater than it all. Now, yeah, right. Wait, I ain't even got to the breaking point of it, but I want to pray before I get there. Pray before I get to the breaking point of this service. Cause I'm gonna have y'all jumping up out of y'all seat stay, okay? Y'all about to get listen, y'all it's gonna be on a whole new level. Y'all ain't gonna be, oh my God, he's speaking the truth right there. Go, Pastor, go. All right, so we let's pray before I get to it. Jesus, right now we come to you, we glorify you, we honor you, we magnify your name right now. And I pray, Lord, that everybody who watches this service can walk away with something. They could walk away with their lives changed. They can walk away with an aspect of, with the different view than they came. I pray for healing and transformation through this service. through me. Amen. I ask of you today that when you look at this service, when you hear the words of wisdom from which I speak, when you see the pulpit from which I speak and which I stand, when you see the level and the height from which I stand, I pray and I ask that you would not see me, but you would see my Father in me. I pray that you would see Jesus working through me. That's what I pray. There's a quote before. There's a philosopher named Seneca. And she ain't wrong with this statement right here. She said, he suffers more than is necessary. Who suffers before is necessary. I didn't get it the first time either. But you'll get, let me break it down. The word worry, because the thing is, when we talk about anxiety and suffering, we really need to pinpoint that one word that derives it. We need to pinpoint, hey, what's this? Worry. Worry in English, it comes from the Anglo-Saxon word that means to struggle. So really, when you worry, you're strangling yourself with all of this different stuff that you should. I probably shouldn't bear this, but I'm just gonna put a little more on me right there. I'm gonna struggle a little more. I'm gonna worry a little more. So to worry means to strangle. You're basically strangling yourself every time you go into that worrying state and you get anxious, and it's normal. We need to normalize it as a country, as a world, as a society. But the New Testament's word for anxiety or worry comes from a word that means to divide. And that is what worry does. It divides our attentions, and our decisions. See, Jesus never sinned, ever. Jesus was perfect. He ain't never sinned. He never done nothing wrong. He didn't deserve death. Jesus was a perfect man, but he still, yes. And he shows us a better way to deal with anxiety other than getting depressed, or for some of you, maybe suicidal thoughts. But he shows us a way better way. And this is a moral and spiritual philosophy. I want to bring you to my first point. Anxiety can either be a normal human response or it can take us into sin. Anxiety can either be a normal human response or it can take us deep into sin. And I ask of you today, what do you when I get anxious? That's when I get anxious. Where does your mind take you? Where does your mind take you when you get anxious? Good gosh. So many times we are anxious and I gotta do this on time, and I gotta get this in, and this is a due date and a deadline. I have to get to his doctor's appointment on time. And this assignment, and people are around me. I'm scared. But the thing is that Jesus instructs us to not be anxious, to not be worried. It's hard. How could you tell me not to do a human thing? You just said this, sister. You just said anxiety is normal. So how are you anxious? And I shouldn't worry now. Not to be anxious, but he tells us how to not be anxious. I think that's where pastors and preachers and priests, I think that's where we get it wrong so often. We tell you what to do and not how to do it. We tell you not to commit adultery, but we don't tell you how to not commit adultery. We just say, don't go cheat on your wife. Don't go cheat on. Don't go lie. Don't steal. Don't kill. But we never say, this is how you don't steal. This is how you don't kill. This is how you avoid temptation. Well, this is how you avoid anxiety. See, we're told to not be anxious on two different occasions in the Bible, and I want to cite both of those occasions. First, starting with Matthew chapter 6, verse 3. Therefore, I tell you, do not worry about your life, about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and body more than clothes? Here's another one. Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything. But every situation, worry about. I like that one phrase, and I seen it the other day, and I forgot what like, I think it was on a shirt or something, but it was like, worry about nothing, pray about everything. Worry about nothing, pray about everything. I don't have to worry about nothing, but I can pray about everything. The last episode of the Daily Living Podcast, the last episode of the season 1, I talked about journaling. And this is my favorite thing to do. I love to journal. It's this journal right here. You know, some people have human best friends. Some people have, that one person who they love that's their best friend. But my best friend is my journal. I'm not kidding you. That is my journal. And it will always be my journal. See, this is where I place my prayers. This is an accurate account of my day. See, this is how I worry about nothing and pray about everything. Because I go in this thing and I simply put, Lord, I need you in this moment because I can't do it. Lord, I need you in this request. Lord, I need you in this circumstance. Lord, I need you in this relationship. Lord, I need you in this friendship. Lord, I need you in this. I need you in this church. I remember church to God. I think we can become so overwhelmed by, and this is where most anxiety comes from, is when we start to put our work or our interest over God. When we allow what we do to become our identity. And that's what I started to do. I started to allow being a path to become me. And it continued being it. All of it was revolving me. So we get it wrong there. We allow what we do to become our identity. After we give the church to God, I said, God, I can't do this no more. And he's on my two options. And I laid them on the table. And I actually have a chart somewhere around here. And it's got these two options on it. I said, either I'll resign from being a pastor, give up my role as lead pastor, or you come in, Lord, and take over. Those are my two options. That's all I'm laying on the table. He says, son, this is your calling, and I'm not going to let you give up on it. Son, this is what's going to get you to the promised land. This is not getting you to the promised land. People have to give up. Over 52 sermons and messages that I preach a year. He says, son, you ain't going to give up on that. You done worked too hard for it. For 2 years, son, you done worked hard on all that you got. And I don't get what I got by just believing. I got what I got by believing, having that faith, right? Like Todd said, crazy faith, and by working like I never did before. Excuse me. Working like I never did before. But I want to bring you to this point. Anxiety is more complicated than we like to think. Most of the time people paint paint anxiety as sinful or wrong. Others speculate about the world. But the reality is a more mixed picture. And we can see three kinds of anxiousness. First, anxiety is a natural response to high pressure situations. We get anxious because of a perceived threat in the future. If you get an ominous diagnosis from a doctor, a level of anxiety is expected. For some, there are clinical reasons that are worse. These responses are not sinful or wrong. They are a natural emotional response. If I walked in, I'm like, yeah, if I walked into a doctor's office and I sat down and the doctor came out and he said, "Mr. You have cancer." All hell gonna break loose. It ain't gonna be no, well, I'm just gonna pray and everything's gonna be okay. And I'm gonna trust in God because I have faith, okay? No, it's gonna be, I know you ain't just saying that. I got cancer? What you just say to me? I got cancer? Oh my, I'm about to die. Oh my God. Jesus, I'm going to die. I'm going to be anxious because this clinical thing just happened. If I got a call tomorrow, hey, Pastor G, you might lose your child. It's going to erupt. All hell going to break loose. I'm going to be crying on the floor. I'm going to get anxious. That is the human response, and that is what we do. So stop categorizing anxiousness as wrong. Let me tell you, if you are in a state where you're anxious, you are not in the wrong, or you are not sinful. You are not a heathen for being depressed. You are not a heathen for having for having mental health, because we all have it and it's normal. And what the church does, that we try this out of bluff right now. I'm calling everybody who may have done this. I'm calling them out on a bluff right now. Anxiousness is not wrong, and being depressed is not wrong. It's normal. And if we don't normalize it, then we're wrong. I'm gonna tell you like that now. That's down no other way to put it. Mental health is normal. And we've got to normalize it. Why is it that the church tries to condemn every time? Every time somebody speaks out on mental health, the church is the first trying to condemn a person. Because I tell you one thing. I know a man named Jesus Christ. This Jesus condemn a person having, but Jesus wasn't. Jesus would not condemn you for being depressed. He gonna try to heal you. Jesus is equal, and Jesus that you say, God, I give my life to you. You are healed. As long as you believe in your heart and confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and Savior, you shall be saved, and your seat is certified in heaven. There's this song I love, and I forget. I think it's I don't remember the song, but it's this Christian rapper named Andy Mineo. If you ain't listened to him, go listen to him, man. He cook up the truth right there. I'll tell you like that, okay? But he made this song and he said, "I apologize for the people with the signs that say something. I think the word, so I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna twist it up and then it's gonna be this big thing I ain't trying to do. So I'll see if I can post that song later if I can find it, but I forgot the words already. But I want to go ahead to my next conclusion here. Anxiety from conviction or an offense. Both Jesus and Matthew and Paul and in a Philippine, I'm sure I'm pronouncing this right. So it all alludes to this. Paul the thing is that the cure is believe the Father will provide and to seek first his kingdom. In this very room, there have been times where I had to get on my knees and I say, Lord, take over because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do it. And I feel like I'm going to fail without you. And God said, son, I got you. And that was a Mr. Brown right there. But it still brings in the very concept. The key to ridding of anxiety is to believe in your heart that Jesus has got it and that there is nothing that he cannot, because all power resides with Christ. That's all you got to believe. If I believe that Jesus got it, then he's got it, and there's nothing I can do to rid him. Like, ooh, I'm preaching the other. Jesus has got it. That's what I'm gonna say, because I will go into a whole 10-minute thing about that right there. Jesus has got it. Here's another point. Anxiety can either push us away from God or it can push us to God. Anxiety either pushes us away from God or to God. Matthew chapter 14, verse 13. I'm reading from the English Standard Version. It says, now when Jesus heard this, he withdrew from there in a boat to enough time with his father. See, when Jesus found out about John the Baptist's death, he went to the Father. And I'm more than sure that anxiety struck inside of him. But he took anxiety and his truth and his burdens and his worries, he took them to the Father. He took them to Christ, to God. In negative circumstances, you draw nearer to God, or you subdue. There we go. I'm back. Sorry, but I'm so sorry for that. That was rude of me. But yeah. So you either get pushed away or you get closer to God. Ask yourself this question: in the midst of my troubles, am I drawing near to God, or am I isolating myself from God? Sincere. Don't go on. Let me tell you something right now, okay? Don't go on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Snapchat. Don't go on them social media sites saying, well, God, am I drawing near to you or am I doing this? God, am I doing this or am I doing this? Don't do that. Sit with some time. But say, God, am I drawing near to you or am I drawing away from you? Ask yourself that question and allow God to answer. Here's another point. Anxiety can either be met in community or by isolation. Matthew chapter 26, and this is almost the end of this service, but Matthew chapter 26, verses 37 through 39 says, and taking with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Then he said, my soul is very sorrowful. Even to death. He fell on his face and prayed, saying, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, Not as I will, but as you will. Anxiety can either be met in isolation or in community. See, here's the thing, right? So many of us, we get anxious, and you start to put your back against the wall. And when you put your back against the wall, what do you see in the movies when they start crying because something happened? They start to slide that, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my God. And you put your back against the wall, and you sit by yourself in isolation. When I was depressed and anxious and worried and troubled, and I was basically strangling myself, and everything was going bad, and I was pissed at everybody for everything. I sat in isolation. I sat by myself. I sat scared. I sat mad, and I was just isolated from everybody. But I guarantee you, I dare you to go and find a group, that could be there with you in your troubles and in your isolation, that could be there with you when you're down. Find a group that'll lift you up instead of putting you down. Find a group that will not gossip about you behind your back. To find people like Nate just joined right here, like Nate Bass, right? When I started to go to these youth groups and I started to go on these retreats, I started to see myself shift away from anxiety. And I was isolating myself. I had to find people that were not toxic. And that's the problem. There's so many people toxic that, it's easy to go to that anxiety, and it's easy. But the moment I started to shift away from those, I'm telling you this straight. When I became a preacher, God said, son, it's going to be some people that you got to leave. It's going to be people that you got. There's going to be some people that you got to separate from, Darian. And I lost more than half my friend group. I lost just about every person that had been in my life for years on end. I lost them. Because they were toxic. And they were not helping me. They were making me more depressed every time I went near them. But here's the thing. When I left them, God got me with people who were even better. God got me with people that would help me progress in my faith and who would help me to learn more to seek Him and seek His face in the times of trouble. God will multiply. I'm gonna say it again. Somebody put that in the chat. What seems like a loss at the moment, God will multiply. Put it on it. And put it on the Facebook. Make that your status. God will make it bigger and make it better. What seems like a loss. What seems like an L. God will multiply. And He won't let you down. What did God do? Let me tell you something. Job lost everything. Lost his wife, his fortune. The man lost everything. And it seemed like a loss. And Satan was tempting him. And his wife even said, honey, leave. Okay, just just forget about God, okay? Just stop, okay? But he kept going. He kept going. He kept having faith. He kept believing. And God multiplied everything he had lost. God multiplied everything that he had lost. We look at Abraham. This was a man who couldn't have a baby. But he had a baby in the old age. He thought he had lost something. Like, you're getting less than was bargained. We multiply. What's the promise gift for? What's the promise? Thank you, Nate, for saying that. What's the promise? Life is up, as it is an eternity with Christ. Because what was lost will be multiplied. I always say it like this. When I die, family, to be sad. Because I want them to know and fully understand that I will be with the Father. I will be in glory. I will be in heaven, dancing with Jesus. I always put it like that. I will be in heaven, moonwalking with Jesus. Like I gotta give you my last one. I gotta give you. When you are anxious, turn to God. When Jesus was anxious, when Jesus was anxious at his most, what did he do? He turned to God. He didn't go to God, on like this, like, okay, if it was social media platforms, then I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have went to God on social media. He went to God in private. And he went to community. He went to God in private and he went to community in groups. He was never alone. Jesus could never be alone. If Jesus had to have, you would not have a community near you. Who are you to isolate yourself? So I'm gonna tell you like this. If you are in need, if you need a community, you need people near you. Listen, I've been thinking about starting a Bible study, virtually, of course, at least for the anyway. I'm thinking if I do it, then you got to sign up, and I want to see everybody. I think I'm end up doing it. I'm end up just for this series because we gonna need a little extra Bible study on that. We're gonna need a little extra study on that. So we gonna do it, and we gonna start this week, baby, this week, and I want to see every service in that Bible study. You understand me? And if you not, you got to pay with me. You understand me? You got to answer me if you don't join that Bible study. So we're gonna do about 30 minutes later on this week. Just elaborate on everything that's happening here today. And we got some more stuff for you, but before I give you any of that, I want to say this. If you need a community, if you are isolated, but you want to grow more in Christ, and you just need them right people, DM Marion G and DM me, and I will listen. I'm gonna get you connected to a community. I don't know, but I'm gonna get you connected to people. I don't care if you're grown or if you're a kid, whatever. DM me, and I'm gonna get you connected to a community there. Sorry. And I don't care if I got to go and call around and try to find some people in some type of community and whatever, a group near you, but I'm gonna get it done for you. If my name ain't Darion Goley, I'm gonna get it done for you. Yeah, so that right there, that's one of my things. Say something like, maybe I need a community. I'm tired of being isolated. Just say something, and I got you. Also, we have a few things for you before you go, because this sermon is now over, sadly. But I got a few resources for you. This week there will be a text follow-up campaign. All right, every week there will be a text follow-up campaign to help you through your anxiety or help you through whatever you're going through. We got that going for you. So if you receive, first of all, if you receive something from today's service, put in the chat, say, I receive. Put in the chat, I receive. If you receive something from this service today, put in the chat, I receive. And so if you receive what I'm submitting to you, text, oh, there's another task, text anxiety to 844-468-2563. Anxiety to 844-468-2563. And you will receive a text follow-up for the next 4 days, just to pretty much like a Bible study to help you out there, elaborate on everything. So do for me. And what else? I was going to say something else, but I forgot. I said so much that thank you. I received. We go put the number and all. We go put that on the stories, both pages, on the Instagram stories, so we can get that. You can, join that text follow-up group, right? I will also let you know when we are going to do the Bible study. It is going to be on Instagram Live, most likely just on I am Darian G. So you're on the live, kind of just getting to elaborate what's going on here. But look, I'm gonna turn my microphone. I've got one. I want to speak from the heart here. I don't really know what you're going through. I don't know how you're going through it, but I want you to know today that you are not alone. I know a God who will work everything out. And whether that's getting you to a community, if that's maybe having to get you right more, whatever, however I can encourage you, I want to tell you that you are not alone. And that everything will work out. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you that. From the deepest of my heart, you are not alone. Use these resources, please. I beg you. I don't give you these resources to just because I use these resources that I'm giving you. Trust me when I say they will help you. Use these resources, and I promise you will receive. You will receive a lot from it. Also, give you this opportunity now. These two different opportunities here. First, to hear from God, if you would like the opportunity, and second, to if you have not given your life to Christ and you feel that that's what you want to do now. If you feel like you want to give your life to Christ right now, come on with me here, and you pray this prayer after me, really quickly. Let's cut that down. But if you want to give your life to Christ, I want to give you the opportunity. Then we want to take some quiet time to just be in the presence of Jesus. Just be in the presence. Tablet here is choosing not to work. I don't know what's going on. This is what happened. This is why I don't trust technology. There it is. I want to give you the opportunity, if you would, just put your hands in the air. Just put them by your side, however you choose to do that, and pray this prayer with me. Lord, I put it all in your hands. Do if you will with me and my life. I receive your love. I receive your grace. And I place my heart on your mercy seat. I am yours. Amen. If you just prayed that, and now I want to give you some time to sit in the presence of the Holy Spirit. Let's make it dark in here. Darker. So we don't want that. Let's reach this right out. Amen. Thank you for joining us today. It is an absolute honor to serve you as your lead pastor. As we continue to grow this ministry, I pray that my words can continue to impact for the better of this world, for the better of this generation, and that this is a people of Christ. That's my prayer. That's the prayer I pray every night. Thank you for being here. You got my voice all hoarse now. Look at y'all. But being join this church as a member. Text join to 844-468-2563. Volunteer and serve this ministry and serve the people. There you'll be sent the application, which has all positions to be to apply for as a volunteer, and then you will start to serve this. And again, if you want to be in that text, you want to be in that text follow-up group, don't you? And watch out on my Instagram page, because we're going to go live with some questions and a discussion. And I'm going to even allow you guys to, join the thing. How do you do the thing? You join it, you press the plus thing, and then it show up, and then you got you know what I'm talking about. You get I'm going to allow you guys to join the live thing, join the live, and you can ask all the questions that you want about anxiety and whatnot, and I'm open to answer those questions. If I don't have an answer, I'm simply going to say, hey, so I will be open. I will have my Bible in front of me, so anything that you ask, I'm going to do it. I'm going to even, if I ask a question, I'm going to allow you to join the thing or in the chat. Look, I want to join this so you guys really flourish in Christ. And that God loves you even more. Do not be anxious and do not worry. Happy holiday.